I'll go on YouTube a bunch of times and try and find advice on a sport that I don't really know that well to try and bet. And oftentimes I'll come across somebody who has what seems like really logical and sound advice, but I always wonder, how is this guy doing over the long haul? So what I wanted to do is eliminate that question from your mind when it comes to me, and we'll get into that today. A bit of a spoiler alert though, we're doing pretty well. My name is Percy, and welcome back to the 4Bs, where we discuss boxing, betting the B-side, and other BS. If you like what you hear and you want to hear more, please don't forget to like and subscribe. By the time you see this, it'll be October 1st, 2024, which means that this channel has been up for at least 3 months already. And so I want to consider July to October 1st the Q1 for my channel and give you an idea of how we're doing. If we put everything on the basis of a $100 bet, because when you see odds and you see plus 542, it means that if you bet 100, you would get $542 worth of winnings in addition to your $100 back. So just to make it easier to figure all that out, that's what I'm going to base things off of. I gave you what by my count was 37 different bets. If you had bet 100 on each one of those 37 different bets, right now you'd be standing at plus 1,295, which is really, really good considering that we are taking bets on things that are longer odds. Almost everything I give you is going to be an underdog of some sort, where if you looked at it as plus 150 odds or greater, of the 37 bets, 30 of them fall into that category, and even more of those, more than half of them, fall into the plus 300 or greater, meaning they're very long odds in order to make those. But make no mistake, when you have odds like these, you are not going to win most of your bets. You are not even going to win half of your bets. You're probably going to win something less than half by a long margin. The idea, though, is that when you bet longer odds and you hit, it's going to pay you a lot more money that way, right? Of these 37 bets, let's see, I won 10 of the 30 that were plus 150 or greater bets. That doesn't sound great, but then when you consider that the ones that I did hit, let's take a look back over here. All these things that are here in this pink are some of those 10 bets that did win. And let's slide over a little bit so you can just see. If you bet 100 on a plus 172, you win 172. If you bet 100 on a plus 330 and you lose, then you lose 100 on that. And that's how we worked it out. And when those two things even out, that's where you end up being at plus 1295 with the things that I put in front of you. I just want to go over some of the big ones that have hit as a reminder. A couple of them, like this one right here, Conceição by points or decision over O'Shaquie Foster to start things off. I got to tell you, we got super lucky because that was one of those things where the boxing judges were watching a totally different fight and we got rewarded for it. They're going to rematch again, I believe, next month, and I think that O'Shaquie Foster is going to knock him out because he is going to come into that really mad that he lost the fight that he should have won. This next one right here was when David Avanesian lost in rounds 4 through 6 to Jaron Boots Ennis. That's something we bet at plus 200 because Ennis was a huge favorite to win by knockout, and we just kind of had to pick a spot. And judging from what I saw, that's what I thought would work best, and it happened to work out. And on the undercard, we also had Jaleel Major Hackett and Pete Dobson, and we just simply parlayed that to be the fight going to the final bell. The two of those together ended up being plus 542, which is a nice score. You're going to find a lot of losses, and all these things in yellow and red, those are losses. When you see red, it means that bet was dead in the water, did not have a chance. But you'll notice of those 20-some-odd losses, half of them are ones where we did have a chance, including this one where I had a moneyline bet on Pete Dobson to win that fight against Hackett. It went to a decision, and he lost. But he gave us a fighting shot at getting that bet as a winner as well. Hey, if Conceição could win at the bell, so could Pete Dobson, right? You'll see that long stretch from here to here where we had no winners. And in all honesty, that only accounted for 3 weekends. Not that long of a time, really. Then we came back on August 10th, and we got a couple of different hits here with, you can't even see the names of the fighters there, but Virgil Ortiz and Sergey Boachuk, and Luis Alberto Lopez and Angelo Leo. Virgil Ortiz, we picked the favorite to win the fight, but we picked him to win by decision when everybody thought that fight was ending in knockout. I didn't see it that way. I thought the two of them were going to kind of cancel each other out until the final bell. And then also Angelo Leo. Luis Alberto Lopez fights with his hands down and away from his face a lot, and I figured that Angelo Leo could catch him and possibly end the fight, but I just want to go with the money line, which is already a good hit at plus 370. Right here at the top over here is one that I went against the grain on what I normally tell you to do. I tell you not to pick a specific decision type or outcome. And in this case, when Canelo faced Berlanga, I told you I was going against it, and I was going to take Canelo by unanimous decision because that's basically how he's been winning over the past couple of years, and he did it again. And that was for a hit of plus 400 on DraftKings this time. It's not typically where we play because their lines typically are not as good as the ones that we see from FanDuel. If things change, you'll be able to tell when I show you this spreadsheet again in another 3 months. The next one that we had in the UK between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, and there I told you again that we had 2 big heavyweights with knockout power. And if I'm going to go with somebody, I'm going to go with the somebody who gives me longer odds. I learned from not doing that in the Martin Bakole fight against Jared Anderson. This time around, I picked Daniel Dubois, and he came through at plus 500. This yellow one right here that you see right here where it says plus 2100, I had Dubois to win, but both fighters to be knocked down. If you happen to watch that fight, plus 2100, just so you are aware, if you bet 100, you come back with 2100 plus your original $100 back. In the 5th round, when Anthony Joshua did finally get knocked out by Daniel Dubois, he had stunned Dubois and was attacking when he got knocked out. If he had been able to knock him down, I still believe Dubois wins that fight because Anthony Joshua was damaged goods by that point, and I think Dubois would have been able to get back up and secure a huge win for us with that one knockdown there. It didn't happen, but you got to believe that's pretty exciting when you think you're that close to it, right? We do this all for fun. Like I say, I like to turn lunch money into going out for dinner money if I can. If it helped you guys to become more into boxing, I'm doing my job well. If you like what you're seeing, please definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be back with a preview of next weekend's fight. Next weekend's fight is going to be a big one. It's going to be Bivol versus Beterbiev. That should be incredible, something you definitely don't want to miss. I'll come back. I have an idea of what I think I'm going with on that fight, but I want to do a little bit more research and check out the different lines before I come out with anything. Usually I like to wait until I see the weigh-in too, because I want to see what these guys look like before we say anything then. But until then, hope you have a great week. Just wanted to say I started off this podcast wearing this hat here for Purdue in honor of Zach Edey, Asian Canadian who was drafted into the NBA. I hope you have a great career. I kind of have doubts about how it'll go, but hey, still supporting. And also Manchester City, who will be playing in a Champions League match tomorrow. No Rodri, no Kevin De Bruyne, but still no problem, especially not against the opponent who I believe is a plus 2,200 if they were able to pull a victory over Man City. No worries, not something I'm betting. I'm just there to enjoy. All right, everybody, see you again closer to the weekend.